Due to a malfunction in my brain, I can't blame technology for my stupidity. The weekend show wasn't run live till Monday, so you may not have received the notice that we'd be off for the holiday in Canada. To get us back on track, we're doing a Tuesday, Thursday, and then a weekend show this week. Hope it's not too confusing. And now, back to the show. The Wayback Machine is back as the Internet Archive comes back online in read-only mode. An AI-driven Gmail phishing scheme that defeats even experts, and a Canadian company's quantum computing platform is used in a major step in cracking military-level encryption. This is Cybersecurity Today. I'm your host, Jim Love. Last, the Internet Archive's Wayback Machine is back online, but only in read-only mode following last week's significant data breach. Founder Brewster Kahle announced on social media that the site has returned in a provisional manner, and he's cautioned users that further maintenance may require it to go offline again. The Save Page Now feature, which allows users to archive a web page in real time, remains unavailable. Kahle also asked users to please be gentle as the platform regains stability. Last week's breach saw the Internet Archive fall victim to a series of distributed denial of service (DDoS) attacks and a major hack that led to the exposure of data of over 31 million users. The archive, known for preserving historical versions of websites and digital media, has been struggling to maintain full functionality since then. Remarkably, this brave group of people have gotten the sites back up and running in a relatively quick time. In the meantime, a lot of people have been checking, have I been pwned, to see if they're one of the 31 million people whose data was leaked. And of course, nobody in our listenership is going to use the same password twice, so we'll be fine. But you might want to remind some of your friends and colleagues to take appropriate precautions. A piece in Forbes detailed two new Gmail phishing schemes, which are incredibly sophisticated and came close to fooling some experts and would certainly fool a large section of average users. Microsoft solutions consultant Sam Mitrovic recently shared how he narrowly avoided falling for a very sophisticated AI-driven scam targeting Gmail users. The scam uses a mix of well-timed notifications and convincing calls that could deceive even experienced tech professionals. The scam started with a fake Gmail account recovery notification, followed by a missed call purportedly from Google support. Mitrovic ignored these at first, but a week later, the notifications and calls repeated, this time with a voice from an American Google support agent. The caller cleverly used fear tactics by asking if Mitrovic was traveling or had logged in from Germany, which Mitrovic denied. You might not expect this from Google, but I've had calls from my bank asking similar questions. And then the scammer then claimed that Mitrovic's Gmail account had already been compromised for a week, escalating the urgency and making Mitrovic recall the earlier missed call. Now, while on the phone, Mitrovic Googled the number and found it linked to a legitimate Google business page. This tactic, using numbers associated with Google services, adds a layer of credibility that can easily mislead users into believing a scam is genuine. So, another similar scam reported by Gary Tan, founder of Y Combinator, involved a fake Google support agent again, but this time claiming that a family member was trying to recover their account, having supplied a death certificate and the appropriate paperwork. The use of Google Forms made this scam seem more legitimate. As you know, the forms will ping back to what looks like a pretty legitimate Google address. Now, how are these people sustaining such elaborate schemes? AI. Mitrovic eventually recognized the scam when he noticed the voice's spacing and pronunciation were too perfect, a sign that it was AI generated. But if you've heard some of the more recent voice work from Google, this isn't going to protect people for long. His advice and their experience serve as a warning. No matter how convincing the scam, we have to train our business users and our colleagues to know that Google will never reach out like this. They have to double-check any unexpected support calls or requests and avoid making hasty decisions under pressure. Now, I run the podcast, but I don't claim to be the world's cybersecurity expert. I have been fooled in the past. The giveaway for me is I've tried to solve problems with Google, and I wouldn't believe that any human being was ever going to call me. But what if it was an AI call that purported to be legitimate? Jokes aside, whether you or your company use Gmail or not, these sophisticated types of attacks are becoming more and more common, with AI providing the basis for incredibly sophisticated and convincing attacks. I've provided a link to the Forbes article and Dimitrovic's blog if you want to dive a little deeper into this. Chinese researchers have claimed a major breakthrough in quantum computing by using a Canadian-made D-Wave quantum computer to attack encryption algorithms commonly used in banking and military applications. Notably, the quantum computer, the D-Wave Advantage, was originally designed for non-cryptographic applications such as logistics and finance, rather than breaking codes. The research led by Wang Chao of Shanghai University represents what they call the first quantum-based threat to these widely adopted security systems. The team used the D-Wave Advantage to target algorithms known as a present, gift64, and rectangle, foundational to the substitution permutation network (SPN) structure, which underpins the Advanced Encryption Standard (AES). Now, while they didn't manage to crack specific passcodes, they had enough success to signal an early but growing threat to military-grade encryption. The researchers acknowledged the limitations of the current technology, including environmental challenges and what they had termed immature hardware. However, their work suggests that Q-Day, that time when advancements in quantum computing could make today's most secure cryptographic methods vulnerable, might be closer than we think. And that's our show for today. I'm your host, Jim Love. To my Canadian listeners, hope you had a great Thanksgiving. And everyone, thanks for listening.